Hi, my name is Melinda Gladys. My husband Phil Griffin. Together we're Professor Chef and we teach you how to play with your food. So tonight we are going to make a ricotta gnocchi, and we're going to finish that with a pink vodka sauce. So
I know you wanted to see seed ground butter, but we're doing it through.
I did.
All right.
So we need some ricotta cheese. I like saying it like Giada de Laurentiis because it makes it feel more authentic.
So
we're going to make
what we're finding happening, and so sure you're finding happening, is you go to the market and the ingredients you're looking for are not there. Well, we tried to find ricotta cheese and it wasn't there, but we didn't worry because we had milk and we can make ricotta cheese with milk. What we did was heat the milk up to a temperature of approximately 170 degrees. An infrared thermometer, good for surface temperatures only. Right. For every quart of milk, we add 1 ounce of cider vinegar. I do the Jedi mind trick. Give it a little stir. And in the pot, we have curds and whey. All right. So now to make the ricotta cheese, we're just going to strain it.
Oh.
We're going to let this strain for a little bit. Just like TV, we have a swap out. So I'm going to show you how to make the gnocchi dough in a second, but I have a batch of gnocchi dough that I made earlier today that I'm going to make right now. Sarah, keep an eye on the vodka. Make sure it doesn't disappear.
Okay.
You're not allowed to drink it today. All right. On the gnocchi on the board, we put down a little bit of flour. What you don't want to do is have a lot of flour down here where you're working. You want the flour up here, and if you need the flour, you're going to go and grab it. Because we don't want kids playing with knives, or we want young kids playing with knives, we use a bench scraper. Take the gnocchi dough, roll it out into a log. About the size of a ½ inch.
All right, so if you guys have any questions, I'm going to be off to the side there. If you want to post them, I'll try to answer them as best I can.
So now that they cut the flour, we put flour on, now we cut them ½ inch slices. Now you're going to roll them. To make a gnocchi, get some flour on the side of your thumb, and you put a little dimple in it. Put a little dimple in it. If you're really good, you get to do 2 hands at once. Now if you want to be fancy,
which I'm all about being fancy pants,
put a little flour on the gnocchi board, and then you can roll it down the gnocchi board.
I like
nice little lines in there.
I like those a lot better, because especially with the pink vodka sauce, because all those ridges gives a place for the sauce to adhere to.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I've seen people use a fork before. Can you do that?
You can use a fork.
Okay.
Same thing. Okay. I like the gnocchi board better.
It is easier. We've also seen people do this where they turn the fork upside down and roll it off.
Fork. There's a million ways to make these.
But bottom line, this is probably the easiest most of you can do right now.
Talk about putting these on a cookie tray. Well,
And
a bath
it's easy, you don't have to buy any special equipment. So now, make a huge batch of ricotta gnocchis, a huge batch. And the ones you're going to cook right away, just save. The ones you're going to freeze, put them on a cookie sheet like this, put this directly in the freezer. They will freeze individually, and then you can put them in a bag and store them and have gnocchi anytime you want. These are also really good with pesto. We do a lemon basil pesto, which is very refreshing and a little bit different because of the lemon. And we've also done, have we done these with the sage brown butter? I don't think so, but they would probably be okay with the sage brown butter sauce.
Okay, so I'm going to finish making these up. These cook, well, I think, you know, she said fresh, but frozen they take 8 minutes, fresh they take about 4 minutes.
So basically, you want to take them out of the water when they pop or when they're floating at the top.
So we got a batch of gnocchi made. So now I'll walk you into the dough. So for the dough, we're going to take the ricotta cheese that we have, that's been strained and drained. We put that in. Still a little warm. We're rushing this a little bit to get the gist.
If the cheese is warm, it can make for a heavier or a pastier gnocchi. So it is
It's
best
not
to
warmer, but more moisture inside it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna add some flour. We're doing a small batch, so we're only gonna add 1 egg. Mix it all together. Now I'm going to knead it together. Might need a little bit more flour.
I'll get it.
This is a wet dough. What's nice about making these is if you've ever made a potato gnocchi is tough to hold together. They're very heavy. These are a lot lighter, and because we're using ricotta, it helps hold it together better. We have a version of this where we do it with sweet potato, ricotta, and flour. No egg in that one. It comes out really nice. If you're gluten-free, you can use a gluten-free flour instead of that when you're making the sweet potato, and they come out really nice. We've also been playing around with a recipe that we use beets with. Okay. So now what we have to do is, the reason why you can't use the stove right now is it's too tight. When you first make a dough, all the gluten's nice and tight, so now we got to let it rest for 20 minutes. We had talked about this earlier this week when we did the scones.
Yep.
Okay, let this sit. Now it's time to make the sauce.
So, let me just clean this up. Sarah, if you want to come follow me by the stove here, I hope this doesn't give any feedback. But we use induction, we do not use gas. This is faster and it's easier to clean. I don't know if you guys can see how that water is boiling, but it's a pretty rapid, you getting that with all the steam, Sarah?
Yeah, I got it.
That's an incredible, you can't boil water like that on a gas stove. And this does not get hot. So I can put my hands right here. It's not like a regular stove that looks like this. That's an electric stove. This is much, much, much faster. Okay, let's go back this way.
So now we're going to make the sauce.
You're going to give me a heads up when I'm going to drop?
Yep. So I'm going to time this with Melinda so nothing, we make the sauce by the time it pops out. We're going to add 1 pot canola oil to 2 pots olive oil. We're using a red onion, a sweet onion would work, a shallot would work. I do not like garlic in my pink vodka sauce. If you like garlic, you can add it. We'll put some onions in the bottom of the pan. Might as well use all of them. We're going to let it sit there. We're going to let it brown. We do not want to touch it. If you touch it, it's not going to get nice and brown. While we're waiting for the onions to brown, we're going to be making next week chicken soup. So to get ready for making the chicken soup, I'm starting to save all my vegetable scraps. So we're gonna, in here, we're gonna start accumulating all the scraps of the week, and whatever we have for scraps, we're gonna put around and we're gonna use this to make a stock.
So in there right now is just onion skins from the red onion, but eventually we'll have carrot skins in there and garlic skins. Anything that you would probably throw away, but is still okay to eat, goes into that bag.
The only exception to the rule would be hot pepper seeds, hard squash, potato skins, and maybe hot peppers. Yeah, hot pepper seeds to keep them out.
All right, that looks good.
Looks good. So 3 ways to tell when it's ready to go. First one is you first put it in and you heard a lot of noise, the noise has calmed down. Secondly, we can see it a little bit, but what you can't do is smell. Smell is the best indicator that when it's ready to go. So if you look at the onions right now, they get a nice brown color to them. To that, I'm going to add a couple of ladles of red sauce, the same Parmesan tomatoes that we used the other day. We just pureed these.
Where's that?
I gotta go get it. Put that in there. Mix it all around together. Now the secret to making this sauce is heavy cream. You do not want to substitute the heavy cream.
I'm dropping.
Okay. The recipe should be 1 pot heavy cream to 2 pots tomato. With heavy cream, you can boil it. When you boil heavy cream, it does something what they call double up. It becomes thicker viscosity. Like metal on metal, I know it makes a lot of noise right now, but stainless steel on stainless steel, nothing's going to happen to these pans.
Now, ordinarily we would also put basil in this, but we couldn't find any in the grocery store, so we're going without it. It's a nice to have, it's not a need to have.
Okay.
Oops.
As you can see, as we're cooking this, the sauce is becoming thicker in viscosity. Alright. Gonna add a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Pre-grated Parmesan cheese. Please don't buy that craft stuff or the stuff that's in a container. I didn't say that word.
You didn't say anything, did you?
What? I did. I'm in trouble. It's got cellulose in it. Wood fibers. Alright, so that's looking good. Now we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. Always salt and pepper your stuff. If you've ever taken a class, this is where I turn around and I have you taste it first, then I have you taste it afterwards. Salt really brings out a lot of good flavors. Not a lot of salt. That was probably about less than a half a teaspoon of salt in that. Alright, that sauce looks really, really good. I'm going to go over here and see Melinda. She's going to dump the gnocchi into the pot, into the sauce.
So we lift them out with a Chinese spider. We like to use this to drain our pasta. Missed a couple more. There you go.
Gonna put it back on the fire.
That's on the fire.
On the stove. Sorry, there's some terminologies that I just can't get rid of. And because we want to be a little bit more decadent, we're gonna add a knob of butter. Butter goes in, shut it off. Now watch what happens to the sauce. The sauce is gonna get a nice shine to it, and again, it's gonna add richness to flavor. Oh shoot, Sarah, we forgot the vodka.
Oh yeah.
What
Guess
happened?
what? Guess what?
You don't
You
need
don't
it.
vodka and pink vodka sauce. The vodka would be used to deglaze the pan. So in this sauce right here, I could have put in protein like a chicken, shrimp, and I would have turned around and I would turn that over. Then I would have add my onions. So when I turn around and I put the tomato in, and you saw that brown stuff on the bottom of the pan, that's what we would want to deglaze the pan, and we use the vodka. The vodka is colorless, odorless, and tasteless, so it does deglaze you really well. And the best thing about vodka is if you got an open flame, it lights up like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, so I can have this now. No, okay.
All right, so serve up a little bit.
I should have used a spoon, but of course we're using tongs. Do you want the?
No, I'm all set.
Okay.
I know it's not gonna look pretty, but
No.
I get in trouble all the time.
Anyway. So, yeah, that's a hot mess.
It looks
Wipe
good.
that up. Put a little piece of basil on that. It's not horrible. So, next week, we're still taking requests if you want, but what we have planned right now is a quinoa pie. So that's a high protein seed.
It is it's good for vegetarians.
And we can
Or
make it vegan
vegan.
as well. Meatless Monday. Tuesday we're going to do a chicken and rice soup. Wednesday we're going to do a no-knead bread, which is
Actually,
awesome.
I think we're going to do it backwards.
Backwards, do the knead.
Do the no-knead bread first
Tuesday.
on Tuesday, so when you
Okay.
make your chicken rice soup, you have homemade bread to use with it.
And then chicken marsala, and Phil makes a very interesting chicken marsala. He doesn't use chicken broth. Once again, common theme, he can't cook unless heavy cream and booze are involved. So that sauce has heavy cream as opposed to the chicken.
And I think on I'm changing my mind on Friday. I'm going to do something with bacon,
Yeah.
right? And it's going to be a dessert, okay? Really, really good dessert if you like bacon and you like chocolate. So
Why don't you just let him know what it is?
bacon and bourbon brownies.
So,
Got the booze.
yeah, put the heavy cream on the
Or
top.
we can use
Yeah.
a load of Bailey's heavy cream and put it on
We'll
top.
figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, just if you have any questions, let us know. You can email me at melinda@professorchef.com. That's MALINDA @professorchef.com. You can also find us on the web. And we've got a bunch of our classes that are out there. We're not taking any more reservations right now. But if you see something in those classes that you want to see us do on a weeknight at 5 o'clock, let us know.
And speaking of questions, again, you go into the market now and you're looking for something,
Oh,
you
that's
can't
right.
find it. Ask us, we can help you walk through substitutions or what you can do to make that dish come out similar to what you're used to doing. Okay.
Right.
All right, I guess Sarah's going to have some supper soon. This is the most requested sauce in this
All right.
house.
Yeah.
Shut up. Good night.
Good night.